Coming into this brief, I already had in my head that I wanted to create something based around comedy. Having stuck with this throughout first year, I thought it to be appropriate. Having been set my square, the main point of interest was Park Square, a small but beautiful park set within a rich area of the city. Upon visiting and taking in all of my surroundings, documenting what I see, I knew the park bench would create a brilliant setting for some sort of comedy sketch. First, I had the intention to make a short film. Having seen countless comedy shows in the past, I wanted to create a sketch of my own. I wrote down a few ideas, working with different styles and senses of humour, all with the bench as the setting. I kept hitting the same problem though: actors. I wouldn't be able to find any. I asked friends but was turned down by everyone, leaving it down to me to be featured in it, which I didn't mind as I have been shown in all my work from first year, but this meant I had to rework my idea. I then decided to explore photography more with this brief, as it's really the one media I have not worked with in much depth, and then meant it easier for me to be featured. Also, my skills as a photographer are limited, meaning I would have to show off other areas of skill I possess, like my use of the English language. With this in mind, I had my new idea. From research, I noticed how people come and use the park, especially benches. People use these benches to sit, chill, eat, play. I wanted to take this and give it a more literal sense. People treat benches as if it was their sofa at home. I wanted to take this a step further and show it back to the people. I wanted to look at comedy shows that included a park bench scene, but also shows that had a similar sense of humour that I was going for. Mr. Bean, Monty Python, Brass Eye. The writing in these programs shows this sense of nonsense and absurdity. I wanted to give my hand in these styles. One artist and designer who really interested me was David Shrigley. I love the obvious stupidity about his work, and it helped me when writing my sketch ideas. In my writing, I decided I would not mention the park at all, mainly because I thought it would be funny and strange, but also it makes the audience feel slightly puzzled when reading. Seeing all these sketches as short films inspired me to give my own twist on it. I thought presenting it as a book is something I'd never seen before. For the photos, I looked into some documentary photography, picking up on angles and shots to use. I really liked the mix of colour and black and white. Having a sort of professional looking photos but with ridiculous actions and writing, I thought adds to the comedic effect. This project had a few social implications. Obviously I wanted to show parks in a new light, make audiences laugh with silliness and shock, but also I wanted to touch on things like solitude and homelessness with young people, though these are merely underlying themes and don't really show off much in the immediate thoughts of the book. Having decided to present my photos as a book does change how the audience will perceive it. If it was, say, a film, I decide the pace of it all. I decide what the audience sees and takes from it. A book, however, puts the audience in charge of these things, but this is what I wanted, as I wanted them to do some thinking of their own, like decide how long to spend on the page and take from it what they will. I feel this gives the audience more interest in things. Photo books like mine have a big place in today's graphic design industry. With photography becoming more and more popular, these books give a chance for artists like them to be heard. Upon reflection, I feel as if my work was as successful as my chosen presentation could have been. The book had a great continuous flow, and my writing had a great comedic value. I could have taken more time to think about content, maybe leave out some of the text and change layout, but overall I'm happy with it. I feel as though I really considered every part I needed to, like the size of it, text size and placement, layout of images, and even the title. I thoroughly enjoyed making this book, and I feel I put effort into my process. Being something I'm interested in made this easier. On completion, I showed my book to all my friends, and the reaction was the same all round, a barrel of laughs, so I think my goal was met. Having made this book also leaves room for a short film in the future. This is a good base for a variety of sketches. This bench has used for loads of comedic writing and can be taken further and further. Touching on photography has been enjoyable, but I don't feel as if it is my main practice. From this, I would take my love of comedy, but want to further this using different methods.